Hi and welcome to cheekyricho's Blueberry Chocolate Gluten Free Cake. The ingredients are in the recipe box below. We're going to be using the ThermoChef and I have cut our dates in half. Now our ThermoChef will quite adequately process these dates. However, although they are marketed as pitted dates, occasionally you get a pit in there. Now the ThermoChef will grind that up, but it will be little hard woody pieces and it won't be pleasant in your cake. So don't always take for granted that the pitted dates you have bought are actually in fact totally pitted. So if you cut them in half, you will definitely avoid that problem in the future. Now to our ThermoChef jug, we are going to just pop in our whole almonds and we're going to process into quite a fine meal. You can use ground almonds if you prefer, but this just demonstrates the superior qualities of preparing this recipe totally from scratch. So into the machine. Speed 6 for 30 seconds. This is what you should have. It's really quite a fine meal now. You don't want to blitz it too much more or you will end up with almond butter. So just decant that into a bowl and we will continue with our remaining ingredients. No need to wash the bowl between procedures here. Now we just take our dates and pour some boiling water over the top of them and just allow them to soak up that moisture and soften 10 or 15 minutes or so. Put that to one side. Okay, to our ThermoChef jug, we are now going to add our whole eggs, our melted butter, ground nutmeg, our homemade cheekyricho vanilla extract. Now we're using our frozen blueberries here, but you have fresh. I will be using fresh later and also in the decoration, but the frozen ones are going to be blitzed up. They've been thawed, just pop those in too. With our cocoa powder and our dates, which have gone really quite syrupy now and softened up significantly, and the boiling water has actually gone into almost like a sauce. So that, including the water, goes into with our gluten-free baking powder. Now, lid on, onto our ThermoChef, speed 3 for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, this is what you should have. It's really quite a chocolatey mix. We are just going to pour that into our ground almonds we prepared earlier with our chocolate chips, our dried blueberries, which are going to give us a nice chewy, concentrated blueberry flavour, our fresh blueberries, half of our punnet. The other half of the punnet is going to be used in our decoration. And now we just mix this all together, pour it all in. Notice there's no added sugar in this recipe. We're just relying on the sweetness from the dates. Now we just mix this all around until it's well combined. And then we pour it into our prepared cake pan. The reason we don't do this last stage in the ThermoChef is because we don't want to damage those whole fresh blueberries. And now we just turn our mixture into our prepared cake pan. Now this isn't going to rise very much because it's only got a little bit of baking powder in it, but it will be quite a moist, dense, fruity, chocolate, nutty flavoured cake. Okay, just spread out the top and into the oven we go. And we're going to bake that for 55 minutes at 170 degrees Celsius. Okay, after 55 minutes, we've taken our cake out of the oven, popped it onto a cooling rack, remove it from the tin and allow it to cool. Just take our wrapper off. And we want to completely cool it before we decorate it. It's time to decorate our chocolate blueberry gluten-free cake. We've got some thick cream here, whipping cream. We're just going to whip that with some powdered sugar or icing sugar until it's quite stiff. So just start off slowly so you don't create a sugar storm, and increase the speed until you have whipped cream. Don't over whip it and don't whip it too quickly, otherwise you will end up with sweet butter. Use a chill bowl and cold cream for a much quicker and better whipping consistency. And just check it a little bit more. That's what you're after. See, it's holding its peaks there? Okay, it's great. Now we just scoop some of our cream onto the top of our cake and smooth it all out. Now we just have a little bit of our cream left over. We're just going to put a couple of drops of our blueberry syrup that came out of the frozen blueberries. A couple of drops. Mix that all around and it'll go quite a purpley sort of colour. You don't want too much. It's a couple of drops because it's really quite strong in colour, and I'm wearing a white shirt which isn't ideal. Okay, this is what you should have. It's really quite a subtle purpley colour, very blueberry. Okay, we've just got some chocolate here and we've got a fairly sharp knife. I'm going to just shave some chocolate curls off there and just sprinkle them around the edge of our cake. Only a small block of chocolate, but should do the job. And then we just sprinkle those around the edge of our cake. Okay, with our chocolate shavings on top, we're just going to position our little blueberries around the top. Just press them into the cream so they don't roll off, so I'll make a mess. And there you have it, Cheeky Richo's gluten-free blueberry chocolate cake. Now we're just going to get some of our little blobs of our purple cream here and just drop it around the top. Give it a dust with some icing sugar and it's ready to serve. You get a little creamy blueberry hit. You could pipe this if you like, but it's a little bit thin for that because we've added the syrup to it. Doesn't take very long, doesn't take any skill at all. Looks pretty and tastes great. We're just going to give it a little dusting of some icing sugar now, or confectioner's sugar. And there you have it, Cheeky Richo's chocolate blueberry gluten-free cake. I hope you enjoyed this little cooking demonstration. If you'd like to see more interesting recipes and ideas, just check out our Cheeky Richo channel. And don't forget to please subscribe and do come back and visit us again soon. We have so much more to show you and we're uploading lots of videos every week. And thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day. Okay, now I'm going to show you what it looks like inside. We'll have a little taste, shall we? Don't forget when you're cutting a cake to wipe the blade between slices so that you don't disturb the topping and drag it down through the cake. You're going to have whole pieces of blueberries. You're going to have the little dried blueberries in there and chunks of chocolate. Look at that. Let's have a little taste, shall we? Yummy. That is so rich. But it's not real doughy like a mud cake. That's very good. You've got the texture of blueberries. This is making my mouth water. Slight crunch from the almonds. It's not too sweet at all. Really amazing. Thanks for watching. Yummo.